right, nice touch with two Englishmen graduating or getting ready to graduate and wrap up their Bobcat careers. And now, next up, we are ready for the Star Spangled Banner as we get set for Montana State and Portland State today on Senior Day in Bozeman.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, national anthem wrapped up. The British national anthem sung today, and we are just about ready for basketball. In the final regular season home game, one more regular season game on Monday out at Cheney as Montana State gets ready to head into the Big Sky Conference Tournament as the number 2 seed. All right, Brian, we'll get to the starting lineups here in a moment, but this is a tremendous crowd today. They don't have that big, the tarp pulled up or the drapes pulled up behind the 200 level across from us, but every other seat, for the most part, is filled up today. This is the type of atmosphere that Fuller and Bello both deserve tonight.
Without question, and you knew Bobcat Nation would come out and support their seniors, especially a guy like Jabril Bello, who has literally changed the face of this program in the last 3 years.
No doubt. All right, well, let's take a look at the starting lineups before we get to our prime lending tip-off today. For Portland State, their starting lineup looks like this. Cameron Parker is their point guard at 17.5 points per game, 6 assists per contest. Elsewhere in the backcourt, Jarrell Satterfield and Keyshawn Saunders. And in the front court, it's Isaiah Johnson and Hunter Woods. For Montana State, it's the same starting 5. Darius Brown is back in there. It's really going to be a matchup of 2 of the best point guards around the Big Sky. Tyler Patterson and Raekwon Battle starting in the backcourt today as well, along with Jabril Bello and Caleb Fuller starting at the 4 and the 5, the 2 Englishmen who are celebrating their senior day today. We're sitting at the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. We're getting ready for the Prime Lending tip-off. Prime Lending home loans made simple. All assists by the Bobcats today are sponsored by Aware Mental Health Services, and all Bobcat three-point field goals are sponsored by Wendy's. We mentioned it earlier, but the women are conference champs. They waxed Portland State by 29 points to earn at least a share of the Big Sky Conference Championship. They held Portland State today to single digits in 3 of the 4 quarters, and in the other one, in the second quarter, they gave up 10 points. Pretty sweet way to lock up a conference championship in Portland for the women.
Yeah, 34 points allowed is ridiculous. That's just, that doesn't even make sense. That's a high school.
Yeah, they do play with a shot clock, just to be clear.
Yeah, I mean, that really does. That feels like what you'd give up in a high school game against a good high school opponent.
So really, really stoked for Tricia Binford and the entire staff and everybody involved in the women's program. And now we turn our attention here to the men as the Bobcats continue to try to hit their stride heading into the Big Sky tournament. The regular season conference championship is off the table now with the, for now, undefeated season from Eastern Washington. But certainly this is a team that can get back to the NCAA tournament once Boise hits here in the next week.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And really, it's the Big Sky. So what matters most is who wins in Boise, who's got that championship. You'd love to have the regular season title. You'd love to go back-to-back there, but if you could only choose one, the one you want is the one that gets you in the big dance.
Well, it's not like it's been a disappointing regular season. They're 13-3. Usually, that's good enough to win a conference championship. I mean, it is very rare for somebody with fewer than 3 losses to win a Big Sky championship.
Well, I still remember the first game we did against Idaho where you asked me, how many is it going to take? And I said, hey, 3 losses and we'll be in the mix. Well, we got 3 losses, but Eastern's had a season for the ages thus far, and they've been able to hold off and win it outright.
For the final time, Jabril Bello wins the tip on the Cathead in Bozeman, and Montana State and Portland State are underway at Worthington Arena. Bobcats with the ball to our left. Playing in the home white unis, Darius Brown gives it to Jabril Bello for his first touch. Fires inside to Caleb Fuller. He's in deep, kicks it out. Darius Brown pumps the 3, steps inside, tries the long 2. That's no good, and Portland State collects the rebound. Vikings with the ball to our right. They're sporting the road black uniforms with the white font outlined in green. Cameron Parker throws up to the top of the key. Here's a 3. That is short. Rebound tipped, out of bounds, going to Montana State. It'll be Bobcat basketball moving from right to left. The Bobcats need your support to go for the win. Donate to the Bobcat Club's 3 to Win campaign to help us reach our $3 million goal supporting student athletes. Montana State with the ball, moving from right to left. No score between the Bobcats and the Vikings. Just over 19 minutes ago in the first half, it was a tight matchup in Portland earlier this year in the first meeting. Lob into the post for Bello. Spins to the right shoulder, uses the left hand, goes up, no good. And the loose rebound is tipped out. Portland State comes away with it, going from left to right. Here's Cameron Parker. He hands underneath, and a lefty layup is good. That's a beautiful find by Cameron Parker. Isaiah Johnson able to knock that thing down with a reverse lefty layup.
And the Vikings lead the league in fast break points, and they get their first 2 right off the bat here, early goings in the brick.
And an early assist for Cameron Parker, who leads the conference at 6 assists per game. Lob inside, Bello by himself, goes up and jams it down with 2 hands. First 2 points for Jabril Bello after he had been a bit slow in about 3 games. Got hot in the Sac State win on Thursday, and he gets his first field goal in the first 90 seconds today. Ties this game up at 2 between the Bobcats and the Vikings. Parker against Brown. Parker spins into the paint, lays it up. That is good, and 1. Able to draw the foul. Darius Brown picks up that first foul. Cameron Parker gets to the line a ton. He will take now his 211th and 212th free throws of the season, and he is 4th in the nation in free throw attempts, and that's exactly what he does. He gets inside, he moves his arms right into the defender's arms, and he gets the call almost every time.
Yeah, and that's a big thing here. Montana State's deep at the point guard position, but he is a guy that draws a billion fouls and converts well from the field.
So after making the bucket, able to complete the 3-point play with the free throw, so he's got 3 points now, and Montana State trails 5-2 with just over 18 minutes to go in the first half. Bello goes up, got blocked, floats it up anyway, no good, and Portland State grabs the rebound. Bobcat bench thought it was a foul. Out of the left wing, Parker works his way into the paint, puts up the runner. Off the back iron, no good. Bello rips down the rebound. Top 5 in program history and career rebounds. Darius Brown out of the left wing, looking for the post, finds Fuller down to the left block. Fuller shuffles into the paint, turns to the right shoulder, reverses and pivots again, and then uses the offhand, the right hand, to float it up and in. Fuller had 18 points in the first meeting against Portland State, a Bobcat high. Handoff up at the top of the key. Saunders working his way into the paint against Battle, turns, hooks, got it to go. They're letting some contact go both ways in the early going.
And it's a track meet early on. I expect a track meet throughout.
Into the post, here's Bello down to the right block, working into the paint, turns, righty hook, off the glass and in. Jabril Bello, he's got 4 early points on his final game at Worthington Arena. Cameron Parker up at the top, fires it into the left corner. Saunders driving the paint baseline, and he draws the foul. Chest bump from Raekwon Battle, and Battle picks up his first foul. 17-11 to go in the first half. Montana State trails 7-6 against Portland State as the Vikings set it up.
And for those on radio, they can't see it, but the most colorful array of shoes going into today's game. Portland State's got all kinds of colors. None of them are green and black.
Toss out to the left wing. There is a neon green, but not the Portland State green. Here's a drive down the left block. The layup is up and good from Isaiah Johnson, who's off to a hot start. Yeah, let's see. We've got the neon green. There is one black over here with some gold. We got like a light blue and gray. We've got some sort of pink and magenta, and then a purple as well. So
pretty fancy, and then Bobcats sport a green and a red as well. So A lot of colorful shoes on the court right now.
Into the post, Bello pivoting and draws the foul. Isaiah Johnson went up on a bit of a pump fake. So Johnson will pick up his first foul. And Jabril Bello will get some free throws on this as he was pivoting around. I did not think he was going up for that shot yet, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty generous determination to be 2 free throws, but the Cats will take it, settle this down. You know, Portland State, the way that they play, it just creates that chaos. We talked about it, but they're going to play super fast. Thus far, both teams have answered on each end.
Jabril Bello transferred from Lamar Community College, now finishing up his 4th year in Bozeman, his 6th year as a collegiate basketball player. Lines up the first of the 2 free throws, and this one is good. Came from Barking Abbey Basketball Academy in England. Coach Haslam helped get him to Lamar and then helped recruit him from Lamar to Montana State, and now he has become one of the all-time greatest to put on the blue and gold. Bello putting up the next free throw. A little flinch on the line, but it doesn't matter. That one goes up and in. 6 points for Jabril Bello, who's 81% from the free throw line during Big Sky play. Not too many big men around the country or even in the pros sport that type of number at the stripe. Here's a drive. Saunders down to the right block, lays it up. No, and a charge. Raekwon Battle taking the offensive foul down to the right block outside of the restricted area.
Wow, that was a big call because one official was calling goaltend and was about to give Portland State 2 points. He pulled it back once the offensive foul was called, so 2 points get taken off the board.
And Raekwon Battle avoids his second foul. He's already picked up 1 tonight. Montana State with the ball. They trail 9-8. Just over 16 minutes to go in the first half. Bello spins off his man, slips, whistle, travel. Kind of got the chair pulled out from underneath him and then just slipped, and that caused the turnover.
Yeah, definitely fell there because he was going to have an easy deuce.
Oh, yeah.
Probably pretty big-time dunk was coming.
We know we're going to get 1 or 2 just absolute hammers from Bello today. Vikings into the front court. Cameron Parker, the point guard, works his way to the mid-post, gets cut off by Bello. He skips it out to the left wing for Saunders. Holding. Bounce pass down into the post on the left side. Hyman backing down against Bello. On the left block, spins to the right shoulder, steps through, lays it up, and got it to go. That was not an easy finish from Jacob Hyman.
Has a high degree of difficulty there. I thought Bello had him trapped behind the backboard, but he snaked his way back through, found some little spin off the glass.
Brown throws to Patterson. He's out on the right wing for the Bobcats, which trail 11-8. 15:35 to go in the first half. Fuller has bad pass, picked off by Portland State, and they're running the other way. Woods hands off underneath, and an easy quick layup by Jarrell Satterfield as he raced through the paint. 5-point lead for Portland State. They have been very efficient on the offensive end. They are 6 of 8 from the field to start the afternoon. Brown out on the right elbow. Picks up the dribble, bounces into Bello down to the right block. We got a whistle and a foul on the floor well before the shot. This one's going on Jacob Hyman. Yep, first on Hyman, and that will take us to our first break today from the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. Montana State trailing 13-8 against Portland State with 15:10 to go in the first half. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield. Sit at the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. Montana State trailing 13-8 against Portland State with 15:10 to go in the first half. Right now they've got a nice graphic up on the video board promoting the senior night that's coming up on Monday for your Big Sky Conference champion women's basketball team, which clinched that just about a half hour ago. So they'll be saying goodbye to 4 seniors on Monday night at 7 o'clock against Eastern Washington. The Bobcats on the men's side will be out in Cheney against Eastern Washington. We'll be on the air for that one at 6:30. But here, Brian, the Bobcats trailing 13-8, 15:10 to go in the first half. Quick pace.
Yeah, it's a track meet. Fast break points right now on the stat sheet are listed 2-2. I've got Portland State with 6. They have been just absolutely relentless in pushing the ball.
Montana State basketball coming out of the break, trailing by 5. Lob out to Raekwon Battle, who gives it to Tyler Patterson, then back to Battle out on the right wing. Fires into the post for Jabril Bello. Facing up on the right block. Working on Iman. Gets into the middle of the paint. Turning to the right shoulder. Uses the left hand. The hook shot is no good. Just missed it left. And Portland State has the rebound. Now here's a quick take. Going to the rack. The layup's no good. Bello is there with the defense. Deterring Satterfield. And Bello got the rebound. Bounce ahead for Fuller. He's into the lane. Pump fake. Leans in. Lays it good with the left hand. And one. Caleb Fuller going to the line. He's got 4 early points.
Again, fast break action there both ways. Bello disturbs the shot, makes the miss on one end, and then Fuller on the other end gets the and one. It is just going to be a track meet. You can't hardly catch your breath. I'm sure for you, having to call all this action is going to be a fun game.
Oh, I'm good. I'm up for it. This is what you live for, Brian. Osabor coming in, so he'll check in here momentarily. And Jabril Bello will get his first rest today. Robert Ford checking in as well. He's a Portland native, ready to take on Portland State. Darius Brown will take a seat. Robert Ford had a nice ball game out there in Portland earlier this season. By the way, that foul was on Jacob Iman, so that was his second, one of their big men who starts and plays a lot. Fuller trying the free throw, knocks it down to complete the three-point play. He's got 5 points. He had 18 in the first matchup. The Bobcats trail 13-11 with 14:35 to go in the first half. Into the left corner. Here's the drive. Kirby gets into the lane, pivoting, lays it up. Ooh, he just got Battle in the gut, who got a wind knocked out of him, and he's just trying to grit through it. And now we got a whistle and the injury timeout. Kirby, as he was pivoting, I think just kind of went elbow into the gut of Raekwon Battle. And hopefully it's just a situation where he got the wind knocked out of him, but that does not feel good.
Yeah, that's one that hopefully it is just a wind knocked out and not anything with a rib or anything. But, boy, that was a shoulder right there with the up fake. Battle's got to stay down on that.
Montana State with the basketball. He's one of those flak jackets the quarterbacks wear for that thing. Montana State down by 2 with just over 14 to play in the first half. Nick Gonzalez gets a touch up at the top, throws back over the left wing, then into the left corner for Fuller, fires into the post for Osabor, back to the basket, working into the paint, with his right shoulder on his man, turns, righty hook, rimming, no. And the rebound grab by Portland State. Everything but the finish. Satterfield the other way, hands it off. Harvey steps into a 3 and knocks it down. Bobby Harvey is an elite three-point shooter, 41% from downtown in Big Sky play. He is the top scorer off the bench for Portland State, and Harvey knocks down the first 3 of the day.
Yeah, of all the guys on Portland State's roster, you don't want a wide open look to. Harvey is that guy.
And then Osabor went up, missed the layup on the inside, and then accidentally grabbed the arm and pulled Kirby to the ground. So Osabor missed the layup and got hit with the foul. Montana State down 16-11 with 13:35 to go in the first half, and Osabor kind of patting himself on the chest there. A little frustrated after missing that layup and then committed the foul.
Yeah, absolutely. You want the bunny. Portland State, though, has got this tempo exactly where they want it. High scoring, high speed.
Parker turned to the corner, going to the rack, got blocked. Great. Osabor rejected it right at the rim. Here's Robert Ford with a rebound, pushing the tempo. Gives to Gonzalez, back to Ford, bounce into the post. Osabor works into the paint, draws the double, kicks to Patterson. Right wing 3, ring it up. Tyler Patterson from 3 over on the right wing, staying hot as he has been over the last 3 weeks.
And speak of a guy that you don't want to give a wide open look to Tyler Patterson makes the Vikings pay.
Patterson is also 41% from downtown in Big Sky play. Cats back within 2. Vikings with the ball to our right. Cameron Parker has the dribble, takes it to the mid post on the left side, backing down in a post move, turns, lefty hook, got it to go off the glass. Cameron Parker a hot start with 5 points, and the Vikings rebuild their lead back to +4.
Vikings shoot 62% thus far. Montana State's one of the best defensive teams, if not the best defensive team in the conference.
Gonzalez up at the top, fires over to Ford, looking for Osabor, bounces it down to the post for Great. Osabor working on the right block, backing into the paint, takes 2 steps, lays it up, that's good, and 1. Boy, traveled a long way to get down to that left block, and as he took the hit, finished with the left hand on a little light finger roll, and Osabor will go to the line with a chance to complete the 3-point play.
Not a lot of games you have this many and ones. You have the traditional 3-point plays are rolling when both teams have knocked down 1-3, but both teams have got a and one to go with it.
Osabor scored about 12.5 a game over the last 9. He's been very, very efficient, shooting over 50% from the field. And he'll go to the line here. He's scored in 10 or more points in 7 of his last 8 games. And he knocks down this free throw here. Really performed brilliantly out at Penn State as well with 17 points in that one when Bello got injured. The free throw puts this at a 1-point game. Portland State on top, 18-17 with 12 minutes to go in the first half. Here's the dribble up at the top. Harvey on the drive, puts up the runner. That's no good. Gonzalez had the defense down to the right block. Bobcat rebound. Forward out of the left wing. Gets it down to Fuller on the left baseline. Shuffling into the paint, draws a double, goes up, got blocked, and the loose ball is picked up by Portland State. Here comes Isaiah Johnson behind the back dribble, had it taken away. Turnover. Montana State the other way from right to left. Brown out on the left wing. Bounce into the post for Osabor. Osabor spinning down to the left block. Bobbled, doubled, dribbles out of traffic. Didn't look clean, but got it out anyway. Cats reset. Ford out of the right wing with the bounce. 4-2 is right behind the arc. Accelerates along the baseline. Gets underneath. Lays it up through contact. No foul called. And Portland State gets the rebound. Michael Starks throws up to the top. Harvey tries an NBA 3. That's no good. And Montana State has the rebound. Breakneck pace with the Bobcats trailing 18-17 against the Vikings with 11:15 to go in the first half.
Fun breakneck pace right there. Both teams get that first look, and it's going up.
Brown on the drive into the lane, draws the fouls. He went up. Never let that ball go, but should be 2 free throws. We'll double check that when we get back. No, they're going to say it's not a shot because he held on to that ball. Could have gotten the shot, but just kind of didn't really go up with it. And that's a foul on Keyshawn Saunders, who picks up his second. Jabril Bello on senior day checking back in when we come back, the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. Montana State trails Portland State 18-17 with 11:04 to go in the first half. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield. First Interstate Bank broadcast position. Montana State is trailing 18-17 against Portland State with 11:04 to go in the first half. Bobcat basketball is presented by your locally owned and operated McDonald's of Montana. Download the McDonald's app for free large fries every men's Cats basketball game day. It's Montana State basketball coming out of the break. Brian, what are you seeing in the first 9 minutes?
Yeah, I think the Bobcats have done a nice job. They've kind of figured out with the two-point guard lineup how to get this pace under control. You want to play fast, but you also want to be under control. Portland State was definitely the one in control early.
Lob into Bello, who's also playing with Osabor here. Bello backing his way into the paint, turns to the right shoulder and kicks it back out to Brown. Looking for Osabor now on the left block. Osabor's got it, trying to post up, shuffling into the paint. Turns, righty hook shot, just short, rebound tip. That ball is out of bounds, and it is... I missed it. Which way was it going?
It's going white.
Okay. I saw him say white, but I didn't put the arm out.
Yeah, he never did, but I saw Jace Colburn go absolutely ballistic,
Yeah,
and so
okay.
I just went on the coach's reaction, guaranteed who got the ball.
I read white on his lips, but again, he just didn't put the arm out. Osabor with it on the inbounds pass. He works his way into the paint, spins the right shoulder, lays it up. That is good, and they're calling the flop. So that was a flop on Hunter Woods. Easy call. I mean, he just kind of like crumbled as Osabor slipped and went down. So they're saying that there is no basket and the play is over because Osabor stopped and pointed at the player down below. So he did not continue the play, allegedly, but now the officials are talking about it. Yeah, they're saying Osabor stopped the play. You're supposed to let it go, which he was letting it go, but then Osabor kind of stopped. So the Bobcats will get the technical free throw here.
That's a really interesting thing. You usually don't see that, but that's on grade. He should learn from that one right there if by chance the future ever presents itself, because guys are going to flop on you as a big guy. Go ahead and finish that deal. Don't stop. Finish it, then point at him.
Yeah. So Brown gets the free throw to fall, and then it's Bobcat basketball. Brown lobs it into Jabril Bello, gives it back to Brown to the left corner, and Montana State sets it up as this game is tied at 18. Ball is tipped free, but Brown recovers in the left corner, right in front of the Portland State bench. Bounce into the post for Bello, gets into the paint. The righty hook shot is good. Jabril Bello, vintage. Build a statue of that hook shot out there.
Yeah, first Bobcat lead of the night. Took 10 minutes to get there, but they've settled in very nicely.
Montana State up 20-18 after the Bello bucket. It's taken away. Darius Brown in transition, lays it up and in with the right hand. The guy who could be Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year takes that ball away and lays it in for two in transition. Montana State is up by 4. And then Bello with another block, continuing to add to his crowd as the all-time leading shot blocker at Montana State. Out to Bello at the free throw line offensively. We've got a whistle, and that's a foul called on Hunter Woods of Portland State. Montana State right now up 22-18 with 9:50 to go in the first half. And with that foul, Montana State will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Yeah, Bobcats have such an advantage inside against Portland State. They've got some strong guys, but they're 6'7", 6'8" max, and they just don't have the girth to hold their ground. Bello, Osabar, they can just go anywhere they want. Even Caleb Fuller looks to me like he can do anything he wants down low.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is short from Osabor, and the rebound grab by Portland State. Well, Fuller did do whatever he wanted in that first meeting with the 18 points. Portland State with the ball to our right, down 4. Drive down the left block, layup. No, Osabor with the defense. The rebound grabbed by Robert Ford, who just skied to the rafters to grab the rock. Throws ahead in transition. Osabor makes the catch, lays it up. Good and one. Ford pushed to the tempo. Osabor running the rim. The man underneath him fell. He finished it off with the right hand, then landed on the defender, and he's going to the line as he calls for more from Cat Country.
10-0 run for Montana State over the last 2 minutes. It's just been an absolute blitz. Right back at you. Osabar to make it 11-0.
Crowd got loud. Now it silences down as Osabor lines up the free throw. This shot is up. And no good. And Osabor's missed his first two at the line. And credit Robert Ford for grabbing that rebound and getting that ball pushed out, and for Osabor's hustle to get down the floor. He was the first man down the hardwood to get underneath the basket, and that's why he's able to set that up. And now this ball's tipped free by Brown, but recovered by Portland State. Parker ends up with the tip. He's open for three, and Cameron Parker knocks it down. Tough break for Montana State. Looked like they had the steal, and they just could not convert it and get that possession back. Tough bounce.
Yeah, that's just a tough play, because that would have really brought the crowd together when they went down and scored again.
Lob into the post. Osabor makes the catch, puts it up. That got blocked by Johnson. Rebound is tipped out, and the Vikings have it. Montana State leading 24-21. 8:50 to go in the first half. Here's a left corner three from Portland State, and that is good. Jarrell Satterfield pouring it in, and the three ball equalizing things at 24 points apiece.
Portland State answers the 10-0 run with a 6-0 run. That's exactly what we expected tonight.
Cats with it to our left. 8.5 to play in the first. Brown out to the right elbow. Crosses over. Bounces into Osabor on the left block. Picks up the dribble. Kicks it out. It's picked off. Satterfield with the steal. Steps into a transition three and rattles it home. Jarrell Satterfield feeling it from downtown now. He's got a pair of threes. And Montana State falls behind 27-24. 8:10 to go in the first half. Bob out to the right wing for Osabor, hands it off to Robert Ford, moves it around to Brown. Brown on the drive, down to the mid-post, gives to Bello, gets into the paint, goes up, and draws the foul. He was going hard to the rack, and they eventually blew the whistle. This one's going on Isaiah Johnson, and there was no way anybody inside was going to allow Bello to get to the rack. They were just tackling him, and they're going to make him earn at the line when we get back to the First Interstate Bank broadcast position after this timeout. 7:58 to go in the first half. Montana State trailing Portland State 27-24. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield. Town Pump is a proud sponsor of the Brawl the Wild rivalry series between Montana State University and the University of Montana. It's all sports all season long. Look for special Brawl the Wild promotions at your local Town Pump. 7:58 to go in the first half. Portland State on a run. They're on a 10-0 run to take this three-point lead. Portland State leads 27-24 over Montana State. Just been a game of runs, Brian.
Yeah, it really has, and it's highlighted in the last about 6 minutes. Bobcats go 10-0. Portland State answers 9-0. They're up 3 with Jabril going to the line.
Intermountain Health, formerly known as SCL Health in Big Sky Country, is proud to be an official health partner of Montana State Athletics. Bello at the line. The first shot is good. Jabril Bello today making his 119th career start, and even as high as he is in all these career categories, he had some games left. You know, they didn't play the tournament that first year in 2020. They only played 23 total games in the 20 to 2021 season. His shot is up. No good. Bobcats a slow start at the charity stripe. And Portland State grabs the rebound. Montana State is trailing 27-25 with 7:45 to go in the first half. Quick pass underneath, righty layup, no good. Bobby Harvey couldn't finish. Fuller there trailing defensively, and the Bobcats rush the other way. Forward out, mid-post right side. Backs it out to the right wing, looking for Bello. Finds him with a bounce pass on the right block, turns, righty hook off the glass, swirls off from Bello, and the rebound grab by Portland State. They rush from left to right, backing down into the paint. Satterfield. Jump pass underneath, and we've got a whistle and a foul. No, a lane violation, 3-second lane violation with Jacob Iman in the paint, who has 2 personal fouls.
Yeah, they're probably fortunate if you're Portland State they called the lane violation, because I thought it might have been an offensive foul. He was using some elbows to try and get position. I'll be shocked if Hyman can stay in this game without picking up a 3rd foul.
Montana State trailing 27-25, just over 7 minutes to go in the first half. Bobcat basketball. Darius Brown onto the left wing. Tries to bounce into the post, got kicked, and it'll stay with Montana State. So Darius Brown will inbound from underneath his own cup. Still looking here. Finds Raekwon Battle down to the left baseline. Battle working his way into the paint, pulls up at the mid-post left side, and that jumper is good. Raekwon Battle gets on the board with his first 2 points of the day, and he ties the game at 27 points apiece. And then an illegal screen, and there it is. Hyman just picked up his 3rd.
Yeah, it felt like it was just a given. I mean, Hyman's game is physicality and everything else, but he's just got too much attention on him when he's one-on-one in the post or setting a ball screen 40 feet from the basket.
Simpkins Holland believes in building the Gallatin Valley's future while continuing to honor its past. For all your building needs, go to where long-standing traditions have met quality building products for over 75 years. Simpkins Holland, a Montana tradition among builders since 1946. Bobcats with the ball in a tie game. Battle, catch and shoot 3, yes! Raekwon Battle, left wing 3 off the Fuller dime. Cats back in front, leading 30-27. Now Parker weaving in, swatted away! Jabril Bello, big-time block. Fuller the other way, misses the Euro step layup, and Montana State gets the offensive rebound. Battle back up, he gets blocked on the fall away, and the rebound grab by Portland State. Now rushing into the paint, righty layup is good. Oh, what a finish by Isaiah Kirby. What a sequence. Montana State, though, up 30-29 with 6:10 to go in the first half. Now Bello with it in the post on the right side. Try to back in. We have whistle and an offensive foul. They call the offensive foul rather than the flop, and Bello picks up his first.
That's a flop. That was an easy miss right there. Bello, just because you're bigger doesn't mean that you run them over, but officials have that tendency to see guards as vulnerable players. That was a flop.
It's such a hard line for those bigs when you're trying to battle in and get your position, and then if you go too hard in with your shoulder into your defender's chest, that's when they want to call the foul. Working down into the left corner, Satterfield try to back in on Battle. Trepping through, lays it up, that is no good. The rebound grab by Bello. That time Battle went down and they didn't get the call.
And that's probably a flop too. And Chase Goldberg's letting the officials know he thought that was a tit for tat.
Battle's still working the officials too. Battle's getting a little frustrated. Fuller into the paint, lays it up with the left hand. That's no good. Got partially blocked. Portland State comes away with it, trailing by 1. 5.5 to play in the first. Weaving into the paint. Starks kicks it out, and it's tipped free. Loose. Darius Brown has it. He's in transition to the cup. Righty layup is good. Brown the steal and the transition layup. Montana State back up by 3.
Absolutely crazy sequence right there. What a play by Darius Brown to come up with that steal and then be able to go finish.
After he tipped it, it was a 50-50 ball, and he won it. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Cats up 3. Parker weaving, works into the mid-post left side. He's cut off by Bello. Looking to get rid of it, and does. Up to the top, driving a kick into the right corner. This 3 ball is no good, and the rebound grab by Bello.
And here you see that point guard play we were talking about. Darius Brown walks it up, slows it down. Hey, wait a minute, we got a 3-point lead now. Let's do what we want to do.
Whistle and a foul up top. Hand check foul. Jarrell Satterfield, his first. For Bello, that was his 4th rebound. He's got 9 points. So for Jabril Bello, he's got 737 rebounds. Next up is 4th in program history. Kermit Young had 752 from 1962 to 1965.
Yeah, he's got Kermit as long as the Bobcats keep playing deep into the Big Sky Conference tournament, as Darius Brown misses the first. I tell you what, Bobcats could actually have co-defensive players of the year. They could have Darius Brown, who's going to lead the league in steals and just his overall defensive effort. And then you've got Jabril Bello, who's just the magic eraser on the glass.
This shot is good as well. And Bello, who had the 4 blocks in the last ball game, did move into the league leader in blocks in that last game. So he had the 4 blocks against Sac State to take over the league lead. He had not been there before that. Parker out on the right wing, lobs it up to the top, driving a handoff on the left elbow, shuffling into the paint, righty finger roll, up and good. Shifty move from Kendall Munson, who picks up his first 2 points.
Yeah, I thought he had a pretty easy block there, but Munson got creative, figured out a way to get to the backboard.
Montana State leading 33-31, 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Brown on the drive, kicks it out to the right corner. Fuller for 3. In and out. Oh, man, that thing rattled off the inside of the iron. Portland State grabs the rebound. Parker up to the top, works his way into the paint, lays it up. No, got blocked. Great Osabor with the rejection. Montana State into the front court. Ford weaving to the right wing, works his way underneath the cup, kicks into the left corner. Patterson hands it back off, bounce into the post for Fuller, had it poked away and a foul is called. Cameron Parker reaching around, knocking it out, but Parker picks up his first, and that will take us to a timeout. Montana State leading Portland State 33-31 with 3:39 to go in the first half. Taking a break from First Interstate Bank broadcast position. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield. ParentingMontana.org has tools to teach about chores, better ways to handle stress, and daily routines like getting ready for school and going to bed on time. ParentingMontana.org provides you with a way to build the skills your child needs to be successful. Montana State is leading it 33-31 over Portland State with 3:39 to go in the first half. And I mean, saying it's a game of runs sounds cliche, but Portland State was just on a 10-0 run, and now they're one of their last 7 from the field.
Exactly, and the Bobcats followed that 10-0 or that 9-0 run rather with a 6-0 run of their own, and now it's just going to be that way all night. The first team that takes a deep breath is the team that's going to be down, and that's really what happened during the 9-0 run for Portland State. 3 threes in transition, all 3 all happened in the first 8 seconds of the shot clock. Like that's what's going to happen.
Montana State really spreading the ball around. 5 different guys have 2 or more free throw or field goal makes today. First free throw by Caleb Fuller is good. He had a couple of really big games at UC Davis. He was a very good player there for 4 years. And now putting together another fine performance against Portland State as he puts in both free throws here. He's at 7 points tonight. Montana State pushes their lead back to 4. 3.5 to play in the first. Handoff up top, taken into the mid-post. Kick back out to the left wing. Starks triggers a 3, knocks it down. Michael Starks with his first 3 of the game, just his 10th of the season. And that makes it a 1-point game. Montana State up 35-34 with 3:17 to go in the first.
Man, Rob Ford gave him a lot of room there, almost like the scouting report said, dare him to shoot. So he took the dare.
I mean, he's only 22% from downtown this year. Here's Great Osibor with the bounce, facing up, crossing over into the paint, spins, lays it up. That was it. Oh, they called an offensive foul? How in the world can you call an offensive foul as he spun around like that? Osibor has been tagged with his 2nd foul. That is an atrocious call. That is brutal. And Osibor has a ball or a bucket taken off the board. That is not a good call at all.
I've never seen an offensive foul called where you ran over a guy's back.
Kick out to the top. Here's the top side 2. That's short. Osibor grabs the rebound. So he's still in there with the 2 fouls as Bello gets ready to check into the next whistle. 2:40 remaining in the ball game, in the first half rather. 2:40 remaining in the first half, and Montana State is up by 1. Fuller fires into the post for Battle, gets into the paint, floats it up and draws the foul. And Raekwon Battle will go to the line. Starks picks up his first foul. Osibor will have to take a seat. Bello into the game. The Bobcats have to be a little careful here. You can see it. They're very frustrated. It's kind of an emotionally charged game, and just the body language, you can see they are really starting to get upset with some things.
Yeah, it is an emotional game, and there's just so much kind of happening. And again, that goes back to the chaotic way in which Portland State does everything. You can't succumb to that. You got to keep level, but you got to keep the mental awareness and intensity because it's happening so fast.
First free throw is good for Raekwon Battle. He will line up another here. Battle with 3 early points. This shot is up and good. So he's got 4 points, 82% from the free throw line. Excuse 6 points, right?
He hit that 3 earlier. He's got 7 right now.
There we go. Now we got him.
Yep.
Now into the post. Here's Parker backing down. Turns, hooks, got it to go, and Brown picks up the foul. Brown picking up his 2nd foul. Cameron Parker going to the line. That's the exact same play we talked about earlier. He turns into your arms. He knows exactly where the defender's arms are. He's going to get that call.
Yep. There is no doubt about it. I mean, that's a scouting report thing. You know how he does this. This is what he does. This is how he makes his living.
And it is a foul.
Yeah, I mean, it's an easy call. It's a no-brainer.
You can't just mindlessly have your arms up against Parker because he's going to see your arms, he's going to take that ball, he's going to move his forearms into yours, and then he's still going to finish because he's anticipating the contact. And that's exactly what happened there. This next shot is up and good from the free throw line for Parker. So he's had a big first half, 14 points for Cameron Parker, and this game is tied again at 37. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Ford out on the left wing, hands for Raekwon Battle. Moving to his left, takes it down to the mid-post left side. Tries a jumper, contested. That's too strong. Rebound grab by Portland State. Parker pushing the tempo along the left sideline. Takes it up to the top, goes over the right wing. Here's an open 3. That's short off the front iron. Another rebound grab by Jabril Bello. That's the 5th for Bello. Ford out on the left wing for the Bobcats in a tie game. Winding down to the last moments of the first half. Handoff to Taylor Patterson, no. Instead, Bello keeps it with the dribble. Bello works his way into the mid-post right side, into the lane. Hops goes up and fouled. And Jabril Bello will go to the line. Got fouled pretty hard there. He got tied up by Kendall Munson, who picks up his first and kind of got his hands and the ball trapped together, so he couldn't really brace his fall, which is why he went down so hard. He's going to be okay. He's being helped up here, but it was just kind of one of those ones that just got a little tangled up as he went up, and a big, hard foul on that one.
Yeah, and Montana State's really settled in at the free throw line. They missed a couple early. They're 12 of 15 now, and that's where they've made their money over the last 7 minutes is getting to the line. They've been in a good spot.
1:38 remaining in the first half, and Bello going to the line with a chance to break this tie. This first shot is no good. At Montana's Rib and Chop House, our staff is dedicated to creating extraordinary experiences that raise the bar in each of our communities. Enjoy premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs. We look forward to sharing a little Rocky Mountain hospitality with you. Bello lining up the next. The shot is up and good. Bello putting it in. Back into double figures in each of the last 2 games. That's his 10th point, and he puts Montana State back up by 1, leading 38-37 with 1:32 to go in the first half. Parker out of the right wing. Holding and guarded by Fuller. Works his way left, tries to turn the corner, gets into the lane, lays it up. No, but they're going to call a foul on the floor first. Charge to Fuller. So Fuller picking up his first foul. 6th team foul at Montana State, so they will be inbounding here.
Pretty interesting matchup, though. The Bobcats put Caleb Fuller, their 4-man, on Portland State's point guard Parker, trying to put a little more size on him so when he does get into the paint, he's got to shoot over somebody, and he can't use anything physically to try and make a play.
Oh, so they're saying it should be the 7th team foul, so they have it wrong on the video board. So that was supposed to be the 7th team foul. That's what's on the stat sheet here, but they had it wrong on the scoreboard, so it will be a free throw here for Cameron Parker, a 1-and-1 coming up.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a difference there. Otherwise, I was just about to say the foul is really inconsequential. It's Caleb's first, and it's on the ground, so it's out of bounds. But Parker getting a chance to add to his already game-high 14.
If you're following along on some stats while you're listening, the stat sheet they're putting out is wrong right now with the score. This front end is good. Boy, just barely went in, and Cameron Parker kind of rolls his eyes at himself that it bounced around as much as it did. So that one ties the game, 38 points apiece, with Parker one more coming up. 83% from the free throw line on over 200 free throw attempts. He's 2nd in the nation in free throw makes. And that next one is good. 16 points for Cameron Parker, who has been an absolute tank lately, coming off a 25-point game against Weber State in their last ball game. Montana State down 1 with the ball, 75 seconds left in the first half. Give it to Fuller at the free throw line, working into the paint, goes up and draws the foul. And Fuller will go back to the line. Good job just taking it right to the rack. Kendall Munson picking up his 2nd foul. And Fuller going to the line with his 7 points today. He is now over 900 career points in his 5 years, including his time at UC Davis. He's at 902 in his career going to the line.
That was a good night, a really good take from the high post. It's one of the things that Montana State's got a couple different bigs that can attack you off the bounce. So when you're big and physical and you can drive it, just adds a whole different element to the game.
Fuller puts in that free throw. He's been very good, 88% at the line this year. He's averaged 6.5 points a game, a little over 3 rebounds a game. Next shot from Fuller is up and good. 9 points from Fuller. But one last aspect of his game, which he definitely has but hasn't quite been there, is that 3-point shot. His last 3-point field goal make came against Portland State earlier this year in late January. Here's a topside 3 from Portland State. That's no good. A rebound ripped down by Jabril Bello, eyeing the 4 spot in the career rebounding record. Now a timeout called by Danny Sprinkles. The Bobcats will get ready to set things up. Cats almost got away with an over and back. I think they did, right?
Oh, they got away with it, without question.
Because Gonzalez was in the front court. He jumped over the half-court line as he made the catch, then came down to the backcourt. Should be Portland State's ball, but the Cats get away with a big, big break. So 51 seconds to go in the first half. Montana State is up 40-39. And well, I'd ask you what they're going to draw up here, but the last 2 games, Tyler Patterson has finished the first half with a 3.
Yeah, but it's too early. There's still 51 seconds. That's the next possession.
Oh, okay, right.
This possession, I'd expect Jabril Bello to get some kind of a touch. You got Portland State in a tough spot, and they've brought in Curtis, who is a thin-bodied. He's tall, but he is thin-bodied. He's got no way he can handle the physicality of Jabril Bello.
Jabril Bello, another 2 blocks today. So he is up to 159 in his career. Montana State will inbound over on the right sideline of the offensive zone. Cats leading 40-39 with 51 seconds left in the first half. Ford throws to Bello at the free throw line. He works his way down to the right block, trying to back in, gets into the middle of the paint. Hops goes up with the left hand. That's no good. And the rebound grabbed by Robert Ford, falling across the baseline, and he threw it off one of the Vikings to save the possession. What a great effort by Robert Ford again.
And Ford is always lurking on defensive rebounds. He's always looking, if you bring that thing down to your waist, he's going to rip you. And he got his guy right there, made a great play, threw it off Satterfield, and Bobcats get an extra possession.
So they've got 30 seconds on the shot clock right now. Portland State had that possession, didn't they? And then Ford took it away, so it should be to 30 where it is right now. I think that's what the officials are talking about.
Yeah, to me, there's no doubt. It's a defensive rebound, steal, turnover.
Yeah.
And Bobcat ball full, maybe 29, but 30 or 29 on the clock.
Oh, yeah, it could be ended up being like 29 or 28 because he kind of had it and it was jumping across the baseline.
Yeah.
Sprinkle's going to call his guys over here momentarily. And they do. Oh, they're going to put 19 on the shot clock. I really thought Portland State had that rebound.
There's no doubt. It should have been 20.
We have seen some misses.
But maybe the Bobcats got away with an over and back, so it evens itself out.
I mean, I guess. I'd rather just have it even than having to even itself out, but whatever. Montana State ready to inbound. Ford underneath the cup with 19 seconds on the shot clock. Into Raekwon Battle, who bobbles it in the corner. Puts it on the floor, driving the baseline, goes up, and he's able to put it up and in and draw the foul. Almost had the 180 dunk, but he got fouled, but he was still able to kind of hang with it and was still able to tap it in, and he'll go to the line trying to complete the three-point play. He literally went up, did the 180, went to go dunk it, but he got hit, so it popped out of his hands, and he just kind of tipped it in after that. This man can do so much while he's up in the air.
Yeah, he hangs up there so long. That was incredible.
And he knocks down the free throw. So Raekwon Battle, the second Bobcat to double figures. He's got 10. Montana State up 43-39 at the end of the first half with 22 seconds to go and about a 2-second differential between the shot and game clocks. Cameron Parker with it at the half-court line. 13 seconds on the shot clock, guarded by Battle. Parker with the bounce, 10. Parker with 8. Picks up the dribble, fires the left wing, 6. Here's a 3. That's good. Wow. Hunter Woods putting it in. 3 seconds left. Ford into the front court, 2. Ford into the lane, 1. Heaves it up. No, it was short. Don't think he got it off anyway. And the first half comes to a close. Breakneck first half. The Bobcats, in what was a seesaw affair, have taken a 1-point lead into the locker room. We'll take a break from the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. Montana State leading Portland State 43-42 at halftime. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield. Kendall Ford Lincoln of Bozeman, a proud sponsor of Montana State Athletics. From your seat at the game to your driver's seat, enjoy every minute. When you're ready for something new, get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great. Peyton, one of the former managers here for the basketball squad, was taking some half-court shots trying to win some money. And you know, he's practiced. I've seen him practice those shots when we're out on the road at shoot around. He wasn't very close. So he's been better in practice than he is with the lights on.
Keaton, he needs a lot of practice because he didn't even hit the rim.
Man,
He was 0 for the rim.
yeah, that's
not
not.
good.
He's better than that. I've seen him better
It's
than that.
not good. That's $1,000 on the table there. You got to step up.
Well, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, Montana State at halftime leading 43-42 against Portland State. A couple of those Bobcats in double figures. Jabril Bello with another 10 points, so he's at 1,533 on his senior day. He's 3 points away from tying 7th all-time in program history with Cat Thompson, who played back in the late 20s. And then Raekwon Battle with 10 points today. Caleb Fuller on his senior day with 9 points. He's eclipsed 900 career points with his work and effort today. 5 points from Osabor. Darius Brown has another 6 points and 3 rebounds in the ball game, and 3 from Tyler Patterson as well. On the other side, Cameron Parker has 16 points tonight, and then they've got another array of guys. Satterfield with 6. Johnson with 4, Woods with 3, Harvey with 3, Saunders with 2, Johnson we mentioned with 4, Munson with 2. So they've really spread it around for the Bobcats. Their star players have stood up early on, but this has been a game that's been as fast-paced as we expected, with Montana State leading 43-42.
Absolutely. And Portland State plays 11 guys, which is smart when they come up from sea level to the altitude here to play a lot of guys, give themselves a chance. Those guys have, like you said, all contributed for the most part. Pretty impressive first half for the Vikings.
No doubt. All right, we'll take a break. More to come. Montana State leading at halftime up 43-42 over Portland State. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield. Montana State is leading 43-42 over Portland State at halftime. Bobcats shot 43% from the field in the first half. They go 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, and they go 15 of 20 from the free throw line. For Portland State, 47% from the field. They go 6 of 11 from the three-point line. Portland State is a really good offensive team, but they're only an average three-point shooting team, so they were very hot from 3 in that first half. And Montana State shoots 20 free throws in that first half. Portland State shoots only 4. And, Brian, it's easy to just say, Montana State's the best scoring defense in the Big Sky. And they are, and that's a great stat to point to, but there's so many other numbers that you can find day in and day out. And the fact that they've shot 16 more free throws, it's not that they're getting a bunch of hometown calls, because they're definitely not in this game. It's that they're so good at defending without fouling, and we've seen that time and again.
When you look at championship level teams, what you notice inside and out is that they typically make more free throws than their opponents. In Big Sky play, the Bobcats have made 263 free throws. They've given up 268 attempts. And after tonight, that actually now plays true. The best teams do that because you don't foul when you guard, and then you force the other team into positions where they do foul.
All right, we'll step aside. We're at halftime. Montana State is leading Portland State 43-42. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield. I'm Keith Galogly alongside Brian Preby with Will Gordon back in the studios today, and Montana State leading 43-42 over Portland State at halftime. And Brian, this is just such an incredibly jumbled Big Sky tournament and the standings right now. Now for Montana State, they're locked in the 2 seed, so you can kind of just sit up at 30,000 feet, watch everybody fight it out. But those bottom 4 right now, Sac State at 6-10, NAU 5-12, Northern Colorado 5-12, Idaho 4-12, and then this Portland State team just on top of that at 6-9, and then Idaho State is 7-9, and Montana is 8-7. So everybody outside of the top 3 have major question marks going into the tournament.
It's pretty phenomenal, actually, to be in that kind of a situation. I would think Northern Arizona, Northern Colorado are locked into the opening round games just because they've played 17 games. Best they can do is 6-10, or 6-12 rather. Idaho is probably locked in there because they would have to win twice just to get to there. But from Sac State, Portland State, Idaho State, and Montana are all in the mix. And then Weber State, they don't have anything for sure either. depending on what happens in their last two.
Yeah, Weber State right now at 10-6. Montana right behind them with 8-7. But remember, Montana and Portland State a game back because they could not play on Thursday due to the 10 inches of snow in Portland that kept Portland from being able to travel out to play Montana last Thursday. So we will see how that all plays out. But for now, we will take our final break of halftime. Montana State leading at 43-42 over Portland State. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield. The Bozeman Come On In Hotel and Suites is a proud sponsor of MSU Athletics and the Montana State Alumni Association. The Come On In allows you to escape the ordinary while enjoying their numerous hotel and guest room amenities. Visit ComeOnIn.com to book your stay today. The final half of play at Worthington Arena this season. Up next for Montana State, Monday, 7 o'clock at Eastern Washington. And then after that, on to Boise. The Bobcats will tip at 8 p.m. on Sunday, March 5th as the number 2 seed. We are ready to roll. Portland State starts the second half of the basketball going from right to left in their road black uniforms with green trim. And quickly an illegal screen and an offensive foul, and that goes against Jarrell Satterfield, his second.
Pretty easy call right there. 7 seconds in, quick whistle. Frankly, hope that's not a sign of things to come over the next 1953.
Montana State with the ball from left to right. Darius Brown with 6 points in that first half. Cruises into the front court over the left wing. Sprinkle claps his hands to initiate the play, and then a miscommunication to turnover. Fuller went one way, the pass went the other. Portland State able to save the possession after a slip. Here's Saunders trying to drive down to the mid post. He gets cut off. Saunders into the paint. Turns, scoops, lefty layup. Ooh, got it to go. Not an easy finish for Kashawn Saunders, who picks up his 4th point today.
You weren't kidding. That was a tough finish. He finished underneath Raekwon Battle's arm. Raekwon could have blocked that with his elbow if he just moved it.
Puts Portland State up by 1. Into the post here for Bello. Into the middle of the paint. Turns, righty hook. That's good. Jabril Bello with a dozen on his senior day. 4 more points to tie 7th all-time in program history. Up at the top, spin into the paint, stop in the mid-post. Has to kick it back down to the left baseline, right-handed layup. That's no good. Bello with the defense. Bobcats with the rebound. Darius Brown into the front court with the board. He's approaching 500 career rebounds. Bounce into the post, down to the right block. Bello spins, puts it up, and they called an offensive foul on Jabril Bello for the spin move. And Bello picks up the 2nd foul. So that's 2 offensive fouls on Bobcat big men for when they've spun to try to get to their spot.
Yeah, it was a surprising whistle. I thought it was an and one, but take it off the board and give Jabril a foul.
Parker down to the left elbow, back it down on Fuller. And they call a whistle and a foul on Caleb Fuller defensively there, his second.
So we're going to call it tight? Is that what we're understanding now?
I mean,
it was pretty physical in that first half. It's a pretty big flip to call how tight they've called it already.
Parker off the inbounds pass tries a baseline jumper from the right side. That's no good. And Raekwon Battle has the rebound for Montana State. Bobcats up by 1 with the ball. 8:25 to play in the contest. Fuller down to the right block. Whistle. Hand check. Oh my goodness. Wow. Foul on Hunter Woods. His second. Yeah, I think they found their whistles.
Well, and it's actually the same guy who's called all 4 fouls. So he made the decision at halftime we were going to call it tight. Didn't tell anyone apparently. The other guys didn't do anything.
Now Fuller accepts the inbounds pass, but it wasn't easy out near the half-court line. Cats with the ball. Here's Bello down to the post on the left block, gets into the paint. Righty hook, that's true. Jabril Bello, he's got 14, trying to get this thing rolling downhill, has the Cats up by 3.
They're going to call it that tight. Jabril might have 100 because they can just throw it in and he'll get a layup every time.
And now Darius Brown with another steal. Brown pushing the tempo in transition, bounces underneath for Raekwon Battle, pump fakes on the left block, and draws the foul on the shot. And Raekwon Battle will go to the line as Darius Brown picks up another steal. So he's continuing to rise in that category. Brown with another 3 steals today. He's up to 57 steals this year, which is good for 6th on the single season list in program history. Up next is Will Bynum, who had 59. He's number 5. Free throw is good from Raekwon Battle, who's got 11. Scored 16 last time out and had 19 in the matchup against Portland State earlier this year and had a couple of the big game-winning buckets down the stretch.
And you mentioned Will Bynum. Will Bynum played when I was here and had one of the most memorable dunks in Big Sky tournament history against Weber State at Weber that most Bobcat fans will not forget.
Battle with the free throw. That one is good. He's got a dozen. Cats up by 5 with 17:45 to play in the ball game. Parker into traffic in the paint, goes up and traveled. Bello reached over to try to knock it free, and Parker shuffled his feet.
It seems like the tight whistle in the second half has gone the Bobcats' way. It probably helps them more.
Brown, quick flashing drive, finishes with the left hand. Darius Brown has 8. Man, he is quick.
8-0 run for Montana State.
Cats taking control. Parker the other way into the lane, hands it off underneath, loads up with the layup. That's no good, but Jabril Bello is called for the foul. He jumped up to try to defend, and Bello is tagged with his 3rd foul. 17:22 to go in the ball game. Montana State leading 51-44 over Portland State. Not only is dairy delicious, but it also promotes health as well. Just 3 servings of dairy a day improves overall wellness and may reduce the risk of developing some chronic diseases. It's a quick, convenient, and economic way to make sure you are staying strong and healthy on and off the field. First free throw is good from Jarrell Satterfield, who has another 9 tonight. He's their 2nd leading scorer at 13 a game. Satterfield will line up another. The shot is up and no good. Great Osabor collects the rebound. His 4th rebound of the day. Osabor also with 5 points. Had some foul trouble in that first half. Cats up 6 with the ball. They're on a little run here. Just over 17 minutes to go in the game. Brown over to the right wing, cut into the cup, kicks to the left corner. Fuller into the lane. He bounces into the right corner. Back to Fuller. Bounce into the post, Osabor. And an offensive foul on Osabor. Apparently his right arm came around and hooked the defender. And Osabor has his 3rd.
Yeah, and that whole Darius Brown was just too unselfish. He got to the rim. He had a wide open layup. Instead threw the pass, and that sequence ends up in Osabor's 3rd. And so now you got both bigs for Montana State with the 3 fouls.
Well, you know, that Montana game, that was a tightly whistled game, but it was consistent. Not consistent tonight.
Not quite as consistent here.
Back to work, Portland State with the basketball. They trail 51-45, 16:55 to go in the game. Brown near with a steal. The tip collected. Now a 3 on the left side. That's no good. Offensive rebound. Back up with the left hand. No good. A foul called on Montana State. Isaiah Johnson will go to the line as Sam Lekalot is hit with his first foul. Isaiah Johnson was the guy who hit that miraculous game-winning buzzer-beating shot at NAU with about a half second on the clock, a little less.
That's got to be the player of the year nationally. I mean, that was an incredible finish.
Johnson knocks down the free throw. It was right after NAU had hit a shot to put themselves up with less than a second to go, and then Portland State threw the ball down the floor with about a .4 on the clock as this free throw is good. It was from the baseline all the way to basically the right baseline on the other side. Johnson made the catch in the air and shot it in at the same time.
He almost set it like a volleyball.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane to win a game when you got to go full court with under a half second.
Montana State with the ball after the Johnson free throws. Here's Brown driving to the rack, lays it up short, but draws the foul. Jarrell Satterfield picks up his third, and Darius Brown looked more interested in getting the foul than the bucket because he kind of jumped into Satterfield rather than jumping toward the cup. And so Brown will head to the line for two, but that looked like another one where Brown was the one who initiated the contact.
Well, and you can see right now Darius Brown's figured out. He can go to the cup anytime he wants. They've taken Parker off him because Parker's got a couple fouls, and so he's got any route, anytime he wants to get to the rim, he's going to be able to do that.
Brown knocks down the first free throw. He didn't really score a ton in that first meeting with just the 2 points. Next free throw is up and good. He hits them both. That's 31 consecutive free throw makes by Darius Brown. Had his 3 steals in lately as well. He's got 12 steals in his last 3 games. Toss over to the right wing. Here's a long 3, short from Portland State, and Montana State picks up the rebound. Hunter Woods could not get it to go. Brown's got his 4th rebound of the day. Bounce pass underneath. Lekelot going to the rack. Lays it up and in. Sam Lekelot, his first 2 points. Nice find, tough finish. Cats up 55-47. 16 minutes to go in the game. Parker on the drive. Blocked and fouled by Caleb Fuller, who picks up his 3rd. And with the way they're calling it in the second half, that's going to be a foul every time. It was a foul, even if you weren't calling it tight.
Yeah, that's a foul. There's no doubt. I think Fuller didn't want him to get it up on the glass, and so he just went ahead and fouled him hard enough to not allow it.
Cameron Parker going to the line. He's been scoring 24 points a game over his last 8, averaging over 7 assists per game, and as a guard, shooting over 50%, almost 60%. His free throw is no good. Some foul trouble for the Bobcats in the front court. Fuller, Osibor, and Bello all with 3 apiece. First free throw is no good. Parker will line up a second here. The lefty puts it in. First points in the second half for Parker, who's got 14. 55-48, Montana State in front, 16 minutes to go in the ball game. Bobcats over the last 2 years are 24-2 at home, and they're trying to finish it with a win today. Brown on the left elbow, backs it out to the top of the key, throws into the right corner. Parker tries to third. Patterson knocks it down from the right corner. Tyler Patterson, the right corner, 3-ball.
And the Cats all of a sudden up 10. First double-digit lead for either team.
Parker on the drive, lays it in as Caleb Fuller was backing away trying to avoid the foul trouble. Patterson another 2 threes today. He's shooting about 50% from 3 over his last 6 ball games, including tonight. 15-20 remaining in the game. Montana State up 8 with the ball. Brown to his right. Steps into an open 3. That's a little bit too strong. Lekelot had the board, and he draws the foul. A foul on Isaiah Johnson. That'll be his 4th, and that'll take us to a timeout. A break from the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. With 15 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the game, the Cats lead by 8. They're up 58-50 over the Portland State Vikings. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield. join Champs New Kids Club, presented by Billings Clinic Bozeman. Your $25 membership fee gets you game tickets, Bobcat gear, and more. Sign up today at msubobcats.com/champskidsclub. Montana State leading 58-50 against Portland State with 15 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the ball game. Raekwon Battle has 12 points, Darius Brown has 10, and Jabril Bello on his senior day with 14 points today.
Yeah, and the only concerning thing right now for Montana State is the 3 fouls on Great Osabar and Jabril Bello in a game they're going to be calling it super tight. That's a tough thing to keep those guys on the floor.
Montana State ready to inbound underneath their own cup, leading by 8. Lob into Raekwon Battle, who makes the catch out at the top of the key. Pumps the 3 on the drive, gets into the lane, pulls up with a jumper, rimming no, and Portland State has the rebound. Vikings in a rush from right to left. Cameron Parker heading downhill, gets underneath, lays it up, that's no good. And the rebound grab by Darius Brown. He throws ahead. Here's Raekwon Battle. One-hand slam! Raekwon Battle busting the roof off Worthington Arena. Cats up 10. Now the other way, Portland State with the ball. Cameron Parker out on the right wing. Spinning on Battle, going to the rack, draws the foul. Raekwon Battle now with his second, and Parker will go back to the line. Boy, another big, just one-hand hammer from Raekwon Battle. We've seen the windmill, we've seen the reverse, we've seen the two hands where he brings it back behind his head. And that's just a big, clean, one-hand rock.
Yeah, and when he caught that ball at half court, he was even with the guy from Portland State. I thought he would go up and contest it. Portland State guy just gave him his ground and let him go.
That's usually the right decision around Raekwon Battle. Don't want to be put on a poster.
No, you definitely don't want that one circulating all next year.
This free throw is good. Cameron Parker with another one coming. Guy has been around. Played at Sacred Heart for about 50 games. Played 2 years at Montana, leading the Big Sky in assists. Next free throw is up and good. Finishing his career here with Portland State, I should say. So he hits both free throws. Lead cut to 8. Bobcats up 60-52. 14:30 to go in the game. Ford had it tipped. Battle recovers. He's on the drive, going to the rack, and they call a blocking foul as he tried to lay it in with the left hand. That foul goes on Isaiah Kirby. His second. A little bit of a cramp here from Raekwon Battle. And it'll be a...
No. Looks like it's underneath.
Yeah, an inbounds pass for here. Or an inbounds for Montana State. All right, now Battle's at the free throw line, but it was the 6th team foul. Yeah, so it's going to be... Battle thought he was going to the rim and that it should be a shooting foul. It's hard for us to see where that foul was in his drive.
Yeah, I thought it was a shooting foul first.
But they did wave it off right away.
And then there was some confusion about whether there's 6 or 17 fouls, and now we have it straightened out.
Cats will inbound. Brown with it on the baseline. Looking, still looking. Lobs up to the top, and Robert Ford is there. Cats up 8 with the ball. Ford out on the right wing. And a foul on Portland State away from the ball. This one on Isaiah Kirby, his 3rd. And that will put Montana State at the line, so Raekwon Battle going to the strike. Montana State up 60-52, 14:21 to go in the ball game. Whistle fast down the stretch here.
13 fouls in just barely 5 minutes.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Well, this is one of the nice things about the way they have the women's game lined up now with the 4 quarters, because you only have the double bonus after 5 fouls per quarter, but then it resets. So if you do get into a situation like we are right now, well, then it would reset if you were in the women's game at essentially the 10-minute mark. Free throw by Battle is good. But that's not the way it is, so we're going to see a lot of free throws down the stretch, which definitely favors the Bobcats. Raekwon Battle up to 14 points after putting in both of those 2 free throws. And a hand check, yep. Raekwon Battle was up top. He put his hands on the man. That's his 3rd foul.
Yeah, and that's just one where Raekwon's not adjusted to the officiating. That's not a foul in a lot of cases, but the way that this second half has been officiated, that's a guaranteed whistle. Just too tight on a guy and just force a foul for no reason.
And you can't put your hands on an offensive player. He put both hands on Cameron Parker. Parker at the line. And the front end is good. Cameron Parker had got going in that second half against Montana State. Overall had 23 points in that first meeting back in Portland. Michael Starks into the game. Jarrell Satterfield to the bench. Only 7 field goal attempts for Portland State. They're 2 of 7. But right now they're 7 of 9 at the free throw line, or 8 of 9 at the free throw line with another one coming. And that one is good. That's in the second half alone. So Cameron Parker having another big night. He's got 20 points today. It's his 8th 20-point game in his last 9. Montana State with the ball to our right. Here's Battle on the drive, go to the rack, and draws the fouls. He went into the gut of Jacob Iman, who just picked up his 4th foul. And Raekwon Battle will go back to the line. This game is brought to you by the Montana State Fund, covering Montana's workers with workers' comp and safety know-how. Workplace safety. You're naked without it. More at safemt.com.
The other sponsor of this game is Fox 40, the official maker of all whistles for NCAA officials.
Quick free plug.
Unpaid advertisement right there.
Free throw is no good. Battle will get some push-ups from his mother after the game for that one. Battle lining up the second. The shot is up. And no good. Missed them both. So Raekwon Battle now 7 of 9 from the free throw line today. Parker with the dribble into the front court. Portland State with the basketball. Bobby Harvey has it now up at the top. Hands off for Parker, who goes right, gets to the right wing, weaves into the paint. That should have been a carry. Turns, hooks, good, and one. Ford reached in. Parker kind of like picked that ball up and kept it going. And Parker going back to the line after the foul. He'll get 2 more, or 1 more after making the bucket. That was Patterson on the foul?
Patterson on the foul. Not a lot of flow here in the second half. And not a lot of route to get there.
Parker knocks down the free throw. He's got 23. Cats up 62-57. 13:35 to go in the ball game. Darius Brown into the front court. He goes to his left, out to the wing. Bounce pass underneath. Bello goes up and draws the foul. Jacob Iman picking up another foul, and Iman is the first to foul out, but probably not the last.
Yeah, at this rate, he will not be the last. We are at 18 fouls in 6.5 minutes. 3 fouls a minute pace. That is going to be awesome.
So Iman with his, they're saying Iman with his 4th. I thought it was his 5th or 5th.
Should have been his 5th.
I had it as his 5th. We both did, right?
It's 5 on the scoreboard. It's absolutely.
That was his 5th. He should be fouled out. He should 100% be fouled out. I don't know why the stats are wrong. Even the Portland State bench had it as 5.
Yeah, they called him over to check him out of the game.
So somebody else has a different. I don't know why.
Yeah, the official scorer
is wrong. So that means somebody else has a foul that should.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know who it is.
If you give the scorer credit, though, I mean, like, you're writing down 3 fouls a minute. I mean, like, eventually you will make a mistake.
Maybe he ran out of ink in his pen.
I've almost run out of ink in 2 pens.
Bello misses the first of the 2 free throws. Oh, man. It says 5 fouls on the video board. What a mess. Just a whistle fest. Stats are all over the place. Good thing you're locked in, Brian.
I'm locked in, man.
Bello puts up this free throw, and that is good. 15 points for Bello.
Whew.
Oh, man. Hey, time to lock in. Cats up by 6. Vikings with the ball. Bounce up to Parker. Big, long overhead pass to the left corner. Out to the left wing. Bounce to the top. Cats are in the 1-3-1 zone. Trap of Parker up top. He fires into the left corner again. Working his way between 2 defenders, picks up the dribble, throws to the top, and it's picked off. Raekwon Battle throws ahead. Darius Brown fakes the pass, goes to the rack, lays it. No! Jabril Bello, the 2-hand putback. Everybody to their feet after the putback slam by Jabril Bello. Montana State up 65-57. 12:50 remaining in the game. Quick trigger left corner 3. That's no good. Bello the rebound, and the Cats pick up the ball. What a big slam by Jabril Bello. And Montana State into the front court. 16 points for Bello today. Here's Brown into the lane, going to the rack, stops on the left block, spins, lays it up. No, Bello the board, back up. No, but he will go to the line. 65-57, Montana State in front, 12:20 to go in the second half. So they have Bello at 16 points. I actually had him at 17 because he had 14, then hit the free throw, splitting the pair. But they've got him at 16.
Hey, Coach, who you want me on if we're in Madden? If we're in Madden,
They missed a missed layup by Brown as well on that putback dunk by Bello. But Bello gets it to go. So officially is 17, but I thought he had 18. And that's important because now Bello, with 17 points after that, does move officially into 7th place all time in the career scoring list after that last free throw. Passing Cat Thompson in the late 20s. This free throw is good. Bello with 18 officially. Sitting all by himself. It's the 7th all-time leading scorer in program history. Top 5 in rebounds and the all-time leading shot blocker as well. True trifecta for a true back to the basket big man. Cats up 10. They're trying to trap defensively. Layup good by Parker. Taken off the board, an offensive foul. Robert Ford got in there and went down. Parker picking up his second off the charge.
Easy call there. Good play by Robert Ford. I really like the move to the 1-3-1. If the officials are going to call it this tight, jump into zone and force them to take away all the penetration and fouls, force them to shoot jump shots, and Portland State has not responded well.
They have changed the stat line for Bello. He is at 19. Here's Brown, flash into the cup, layup, no. Bello grabs the rebound underneath, kicks it out. Fuller up at the top, back into Bello on the left block, backing in, pump fake, goes up, no, tipped out of bounds, staying here with Montana State. That'll take us to a timeout. It's been a long time since we had our last breath. We're set at the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. 11:40 to go in the ball game. Jabril Bello leading the way with 19 points on his senior day, and the Bobcats lead the Vikings 67-57. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield. Back to the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. Montana State leading 67-57 over Portland State with 11:40 to go in the bowl game. See every pulse-pounding, buzzer-beating play in astounding detail with a patient experience second to none. Experienced doctors and advanced technology. Vance Thompson Vision is the official LASIK and cataract surgeon of the Bobcats. Montana State again up by 10. Jabril Bello with 19 points. He's got another 2 blocks today, 159 career blocks with the 2 rejections today. And Montana State opening up a little bit of a lead here in the second half, Brian.
Yeah, Portland State, even though they've gone 9 for 11 from the foul line, same as the Bobcats, they've only gone 3 for 9 from 2. So 3 made shots in the second half. Bobcats with 7, and they've started to create a little cushion.
Cats with the ball in their own offensive zone. Osibor spins to the left shoulder, goes up with the right hand and lays it home. Great Osibor now with 7 points. Had a little foul trouble in that first half, which is not something we've said recently about Osibor. He's done a nice job staying out of foul trouble. The 1-3-1 zone here by the Bobcats defense. Toss out to the left wing, pass into the left corner, back out to the left wing. Here's a 3 from Saunders. Off the front iron, no good. Ford grabs the rebound. Wow, he just skied over a 6'11" Hayden Curtis for that rebound.
And if you're going to run a 1-3-1, you put a guard on the bottom. That guard's got to be a great rebounder because he's going to be in the action often.
Bounce into the post. Here's Battle against Parker. Spins, goes up, and Battle lays it in with the right hand. Raekwon Battle rolling again. He's got 16. The Cats opening this thing up, leading 71-57 with just under 11 to play in the game.
9-0 run for Montana State right now. Portland State hadn't scored in 3 minutes.
Parker just inside the half-court line, takes it to the right wing, still against the 1-3-1 zone. Bounce pass underneath, and an easy layup that time by Hayden Curtis, who got away. 2 points for Curtis. Montana State with the ball from left to right. 10:30 remaining in the game. Cats up 71-59. Brown bent over the bounce. Takes it over to the left wing. Jump pass over to Osibor on the right elbow. Osibor spins into the paint, puts it up with a floater. That is short. Rebound tipped in the air. Ford comes away with it. He's in amongst the trees. Kicks to Battle. Pumps the 3. Steps to his left. Lets it fly for 2. Yes. 2 ball with his toe on the line for Raekwon Battle. He's got 18. And then Brown tips it out of bounds, and it'll stay with Portland State. 10:06 to go in the ball game. Montana State up 73-59. They put it as a 3 on the stat sheet, but it was a 2.
It was a 2 without question.
Portland State with the basketball. Parker up at the top. Working his way to the left wing. Crossing over into the paint. Picks up the dribble, throws it out on the drive. Kick back out to the left wing again. Here's Saunders. Around to the top of the key. Parker's got it with 7 to shoot. Parker, 5 into the lane, 4, puts it up. No, with the left hand, rebound tip. Darius Brown rips it down again. Brown 6th rebound. He's 9 away from 500. Brown on the drive, bounce pass underneath. Osibor up and draws the foul. Terrific find by Darius Brown, and great Osibor will go to the line. 3rd foul on Hunter Woods.
Look at, they didn't show the replay quite, but that bounce pass by Darius Brown on the penetration was between the legs of the defender to great Osibor. What a great feed.
Darius Brown showing off again. Such a great rebounder, scorer, passer. Came in with 560 assists in his career coming into the night. This free throw is good for Osibor. Over 1,100 points. He's up to 191 steals. And he's up to 491 career rebounds. And only in his true 4th season with an injury last year.
Yeah, got a whole nother year.
2, yeah, another whole nother year next year. Free throw up and good by Osibor. Cats up 75-59 against the Vikings, 9.5 to play. Here's that 1-3-1 zone again. Out to the right wing, Kirby. Bounces it into the post for Munson. Back out to Kirby. Drives from the right wing. Bounce pass down to the right block. Munson lays it up with the left hand. That's no good. Osibor with a rebound. Bobcats have it.
The Bobcats just killing Portland State on the glass by 15 right now. That is a massive number.
Montana State now slowing it down a little bit. Battle out on the right wing. Bounce down to the right baseline. Fuller throws to Brown on the right elbow. 4 to shoot. Brown on the drive. He's going to the cup. Lays it up. That's good. Darius Brown able to finish again. He's got a dozen tonight. Quickly pushed ahead. Whistle. Travel. Hunter Woods stopped. Dragged his pivot foot at a turnover. Back to the Bobcats.
Bobcats in the midst of a 15-2 run right now over the last 4.5 minutes. It has been all the home squad for a while.
Know what's below. Tap, click, or call 811 before you dig. Brought to you by Montana, 811.org. Cats with it to our right. They lead 77-59, 8.5 to play. Osibor on the drive, draws the foul. Kendall Munson picking up his 3rd, and that will send Osibor to the line. The Bobcats need your support to go for the win. Donate to the Bobcat Club's 3 to Win campaign to help us reach our $3 million goal supporting student athletes. Osabor tonight. Back to the line for 2 more free throws. Chance to get back into double figures again. Nick Gazetas will check into the game here momentarily. This free throw is good for Osabor. Gazetas in, Brown to the bench with 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists tonight. He has been a terrific force in this ball game. He's done all that with only 2 turnovers. A couple of subs for Portland State. Cameron Parker still running the point. Harvey, Satterfield, Johnson, and Saunders, the other 4. Osabor lining it up. And the shot is good. Osabor puts them both in. He's back into double figures again. Portland State into the front court. Working on the 1-3-1 zone. Raekwon battles the tip of the spear, and great Osabor knocks it away. Pushed ahead. Raekwon battle. 2-hand, no, missed the slam, and it bounces over onto the scores table. Went up with a 2-hand dunk, and it kind of slipped out of his hands and bounced off the heel of the iron.
I think he just got too high. He was above the rim so high, he just didn't have enough left.
Really didn't even try to do anything too fancy.
No, he just tried to 2-hand stuff and threw it off the back of the iron.
It's too much juice.
Yeah, I have that problem all the time. Get too high. He's killing it. His facial expression after that was hilarious.
Just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, total disbelief.
And again, it wasn't like he was showboating or doing anything fancy. He didn't try to go over the top. That was a normal dunk. Happens to the best of them. Here's a pass tipped by Gazelas, recovered by Portland State, and a foul. Yep, Jabril Bello reached in there. That's his 4th. That was an easy call. And it's going to put Portland State back to the line. Real Milk is a nutrient-rich product. It contains 13 essential nutrients from vitamin A to zinc, all of which are important for a healthy immune system and overall wellness. That's 13 nutrients with seemingly endless benefits. Reach for milk and make every sip count. To a break for the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. 8 minutes remaining in the ball game. Bobcats up 79-59 over the Vikings. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield. Bridger Brewing Three Forks is now open for lunch and dinner. Stop by Wednesday through Sunday to enjoy our delicious food, craft beer, and cocktails. Bridger Brewing beers are now available at your favorite grocery stores and gas stations across Montana. Cheers to every journey being better than the last. Montana State leading 79-59 over Portland State. Sitting at the First Interstate Bank broadcast position, Jabril Bello with 19 points. He is 1 point shy of 6th all-time on the career scoring list in Bobcat history. Jack Gillespie 1 point ahead of him right now from the 66-69 era. First free throw is good.
I was looking at the all-time list earlier. I don't think he can get to 5th. I think the gap is pretty big there, but
about 300.
But yeah, getting to 6 was no problem.
Next free throw is good. Satterfield puts both of his in. He's got 11 points tonight. Montana State with the ball, leading 79-61. How many points do you have Raekwon Battle for? 20?
Yes.
Okay. They got 21 on the board, but it should be 20. Here's a drive. Osabor, two-hand slam, rattling the rim. Oh, what a take, what a flash, what a dunk. Great Osabor. Gives the Cats a 20-point lead. Portland State with the ball. Parker on the drive, jump past the top. Here's a three, bricked it. Osabor has the rebound. Montana State from left to right, leading 81-61. Great Osabor, another 13 points after that big slam. Osabor holding up top, gives it to Ford. Throws out to Battle on the right wing with another 20 points tonight. Holding on that right side, now has it on the floor, moving right on the drive, jumps up with a floater on the right block, that's no good, and the rebound is grabbed by Portland State. Here's Satterfield into the paint, tries a jumper, that's no good. Osabor the rebound. Bobcats with the ball up 20, 6:45 to go in the ball game. Ford with a bounce up at the top, gives it to Fuller on the left elbow. Fuller still holding, gives it back up to Ford, throws to Gonzalez, out on the left wing. Overhead pass down to Osabor, and he draws a travel? Yeah, travel by Osabor. Got a little screened.
Yeah, he made his move before he actually had taken a dribble. It was going to be a pretty easy two for him, but I think he was just got a little bit rushed.
Bellows sitting on the bench with 4 fouls right now, so you figure Jabril's got one last really great stretch potentially in this game. You're going to have to get him in and then out for that round of applause. I can't imagine he's going to be in for too much.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get much run, nor do I think Darius Brown's going to get much run unless Portland State makes this a closer contest.
Starks to the right elbow. Throws it down to the mid-post left side. Munson goes up, got stripped by Ford, and saved across the baseline by the Vikings. Parker spinning into the lane, leans in, lays it up, no, and Gonzalez called for the foul. So Parker will go back to the line. At Montana's Ribbon Chop House, they've been serving Rocky Mountain communities for over 20 years. Our ability to grow has come through our commitment to Rocky Mountain hospitality, a concept which incorporates a casual attitude with our commitment to loyalty, safety, service, and quality food. Both head coaches right now are getting into the ears of the official. He's literally getting it from both sides right now. First free throw by Parker is good.
The worst part of that is, I mean, and it's what Parker does. He's really good at it, but there's literally, he's unguardable at that point. He just kind of jumps into you as you're backing up. There's just no way to get out of the way.
He moves his hands into your hands. That's why he draws a lot of those fouls. This free throw is no good. Parker jumped the free throw line. That's where the whistle comes from. It'll be Bobcat basketball.
Yeah, and he knew it was off, so he tried to go get that offensive rebound. Good catch by the official right there.
Montana State leading 81-62 with 6:05 to go in the ballgame. Ford up at the top. Hands it off for Raekwon Battle with another 20-point performance tonight. He's been hot heading into the tournament. One more regular season game left, and this pass is knocked free by Hunter Woods. In transition, bounce ahead. Starks transition right-handed layup is good. And a quick timeout, which will take us to a break as well. We will pause from the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. 5:50 remaining in the ball game, and Montana State leading 81-64 over Portland State. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield. Rocky Mountain Credit Union, supporting Bobcat wins for over 75 years and counting. By members' choice, this financial institution is not federally insured, but each account is insured up to $250,000. Congrats to the women who won a Big Sky championship today with their 63-34 win over Portland State. Darian White led the way with another 12 points. Here, the Bobcats lead at 81-64 over Portland State with 5:50 remaining in the ball game. Jabril Bello on his senior day with 19 points. He is 2 more points shy from becoming 6th all-time on the scoring list at Montana State all by himself. 1 point shy of Jack Gillespie, who's sitting at 6 right now. Montana State will go the length of the floor. Bello is on the bench. It's Brown, Ford, Gazales, Fuller, and Osibor. Great Osibor having another nice game with 13 points and 7 rebounds. Cats facing a full court press. Fuller's got it, and he breaks through it pretty quick. Hand off to Brown. He's doubled, trapped, timeout called by Montana State. So Montana State using a timeout. We'll keep it here, but we will get to our top of the hour station identification. This is Bobcat basketball. I'm Keaton Golovely alongside Brian Preby at Worthington Arena. Will Gordon is back in the studios. The Bobcats lead 81-64 over Portland State with 5:38 to go in the ball game. Brian, this has been a long game, but it's going to keep Jabril Bello in that home white, blue, and gold just a little bit longer.
Everybody wants to keep him around as long as possible.
It's been a big second half for the Bobcat offense. 38 points in the second half, still with 5 minutes and 38 seconds to go till the end of this one. Darius Brown cruises across the half-court line, takes it into the lane. He's going to the rack with a lefty layup, able to finish as he goes down. What another beautiful take by Darius Brown, who has 14 points. Here's a right wing three the other way. That's short, rebound tip, foul underneath during the fight for the rebound, and it goes on Kendall Munson. That's his 4th.
And that'll take Great Osibor to the other end to see if he can add to his already stellar night.
Coming up on the free throw record, Montana State's put up 31 free throw makes in against Montana a couple years ago. Or they made the 31, the last one was 38. I think it was 38, and they had the 31 in that last game against Montana?
I think that's right.
Yeah. I think 38 makes is the record. Have to go back and double check.
I don't think this is probably close enough to get there, but we will see.
I mean, I don't know. They've already taken 13. I mean, they've got 13 makes in the second half, 5:19 left in the ball game. Osibor's free throw is up and good. Boy, this game has had a lot just to hold in your head. You're trying to make sure you got the stats right, because that's been a little all over the place. We've had all the fouls in this ball game, a lot of runs. It's been a slow build. We're keeping track of some of these career numbers with Jabril Bello crossing over a couple. Next free throw by Osibor. That's no good. Rebound grabbed by Portland State. Bobcats up 84-64 over the Vikings with 5:12 remaining. Parker spins, floats it up, no, but does draw the foul on Robert Ford, who picks up his first. Jabril Bello getting ready to check back in, presumably for the final time at Worthington Arena, and he's done it tonight with a beautiful performance. 19 points and 8 rebounds. Great Osibor, big beaming smile, ready to welcome him into the ball game. And all those records that Bello's put up, Osibor's going to have a chance to chase.
Osibor giving Jabril a little bit of a thing. He says, you're going to go in here now and foul out on your senior night.
He does have 4 fouls.
To exchange a pretty good laugh right there.
That's quite the passing of the mantle. That free throw is good. 26 points from Cameron Parker. So final stretch for Jabril Bello at Worthington Arena. Still one more regular season game to go, and hopefully 4 or 5 more games after that in the postseason. Bobcats with it to our right. Darius Brown has it up near the Cathead logo. Cats up 84-66 at the 5-minute mark. Brown at the top. Pestered by Parker. Backs it out a little bit. Shuffles to his right. Bounce pass into Bello. Down to the right block with 19 points tonight. Backing into the paint. Hop stop goes up and draws the foul. Got blocked and fouled. Kendall Munson is fouled out. That's his 5th. And Jabril Bello will go to the line with a chance to become the 6th all-time leading scorer in Bobcat history. Jacob Hyman, who was supposed to have fouled out earlier, comes in with allegedly 4 fouls.
Portland State with 31 fouls on the night. That's a lot of fouls.
All right, here's the first of the 2 free throws for Jabril Bello on his senior night. This shot is up and good. 1,539 career points, 1,543 career points, tied for 6th all time, and a chance to break into 6th by himself now. This shot is up and good. Jabril Bello, 1,544 career points, the 6th all-time leading scorer at Montana State. Cats back up by 20. Right wing 3 the other way, and that is good. A high arcing shot out of the hands of Hunter Woods. Montana State still on top, leading 86-69. Darius Brown cooling it down a little bit. Jabril Bello on his senior day with 21 points, 8 rebounds. Caleb Fuller another 9 points tonight. Brown milking the clock down, 10 to shoot. Comes left around a screen, weaves into the lane, pulls up with a runner. Off the back iron, no good. Got his own rebound, and he'll dribble it back out wisely. 7th rebound for Darius Brown to go along with 7 assists and 14 points. 8 to shoot. Brown still with a bounce. 5. Brown up to the top. 4. And he has his pocket picked by Michael Starks running in transition. Lays it up with the right hand. No good. And Bello has the rebound. Another board for Bello. His 9th. He has 742 rebounds in his career, which is good for 5th all time. And now we've got an injury timeout. Michael Starks was limping after going to the cup. And that'll take us to our final pause tonight. Sit at the First Interstate Bank broadcast position. 3:29 to go in the ball game. Montana State leading 86-69 over Portland State. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield. .329 left in the ball game. Bobcats cruising. They're up 86-69 against Portland State. At First Interstate Bank, it's about supporting our communities and cheering on our teams. Thank you for letting us be your trusted community bank for more than 50 years. First Interstate Bank, built for you. Member FDIC. Well, the women clinching at least a share of the Big Sky regular season title with a 63-34 win against Portland State earlier today. And great video of the coaching staff going into the locker room. They knew they were going to get soaked by water, so what did they do? They brought their own squirt guns, like actual water guns, big ones, like those big Nerf ones, and the super soakers, and they went right back at it with their team.
That's big time preparation. That shows you how prepared Trish Benford's staff is that they've got squirt guns to attack. They also have goggles.
Right.
So you're not getting any water in the eye.
Smart.
I like it.
Hair's still going to be ruined. Suit's still going to be soaked. But
Huge thing to play for Monday night, though, is not only do you have the opportunity to be the standalone champs, but you get to cut down some nets if you get a W against Eastern.
Montana State with the ball, leading 86-69. 3:24 to go in the ball game. It's been a free throw fest in the second half. Here's the drive. Darius Brown got fouled. What? Oh, they call it out of bounds. I thought he hit him on the forearm. He was going up and just got an arm across his wrists. Okay, so Montana State will inbound. Man. So Brown will inbound on the Cat zone baseline. Gives it to Fuller. Back it into the right block. Lays it up. That's no good. The rebound grab by Portland State.
And after calling it so tight, all of a sudden it's just like anything goes. Is that because of the score?
Bello rips down the rebound. He's got a double-double on senior day. 21 points, 10 rebounds, his 6th double-double of his senior year.
I'm calling Bello for Big Sky Player of the Week.
I'll give it to him. Had 17 points in the win against Sac State.
I think it'd be the only time all year. Bobcats are 14-3 after this one.
Haven't had a single one.
Haven't had a guy.
Bello takes a 10-footer. No good. Couldn't get the senior day roll. 2:35 remaining in the game. Cats up 86-69 over the Vikings. Handoff up at the top. Woods with the bounce. Steps up for a topside three. Bricked it badly to the left, and another rebound for Jabril Bello. His 11th of the day and the 744th of his stellar career. Montana State with the ball to our right.
He needs 19 total rebounds to get to 4th all time, so eight left.
Michael Lott and Miller and Alex Germer will check in, so should be the last moments on the Worthington Arena floor for Jabril Bello. Gonzalez got tripped, no call, and the layup was no good. Long pass ahead, Saunders with the layup. That is good in transition. 6 points for Keshawn Saunders. Cats up right now 86-71.
That's what I've got.
Yeah, they haven't adjusted the scoreboard. It should be 71. Montana State with the ball. Gonzalez into the front court, and Gonzalez is fouled. All right, here we go. 1:38 remaining. Montana State up 86-71. Some substitutions coming before these free throws. Jabril Bello untucking his jersey. His final game at Worthington Arena, and it has been a star performance. Danny Sprinkle pushing it back out there. No, make sure you get your round of applause here. His free throw is up, and no good from Gonzalez. All right, here we go. Caleb Fuller heading off the floor for the final time. He gets stepped up and hugged by Danny Sprinkle. It was only one season here in Bozeman, but boy, it was an impactful year moving right into the starting lineup at the 4 position. Next free throw is no good, and he has certainly brought that experience and leadership and defensive intensity to a team that is heading to a 14-3 Big Sky record with one more game to go, and then a foul on the reach by Jed Miller. Luka Kolchak going to the scorer's table. And free throws coming. Cats up 86-71.
Be a nice ovation for Jabril Bello as he'll check out here.
His free throw is good. And now Kolchak will step up. He will check in. Jabril Bello walking off the floor for a final time. Standing ovation at Worthington Arena for one of the greatest to ever do it. Top 10 on the career scoring list. Top 5 in rebounds and the all-time leading shot blocker. He has led the way for back-to-back 20-win seasons for the first time since the mid-90s, and helped get the Bobcats to the NCAA tournament last year for the first time since 1996. Next free throw is no good. Alex Germer with the rebound. Bobcats with the basketball. 1:20 remaining in the game. Cats leading 86-72, heading toward their 4th straight win and their 21st win with the matchup against undefeated Eastern Washington on Monday night. Bounce pass underneath. Germer lays it up. That's no good. Got his own rebound down to the right baseline. And a foul called on Portland State. So free throws coming for Alex Germer. Interwest Moving and Storage is the official moving company of the MSU Bobcats.
Well, a lot to play for down the stretch here. You got the Eastern game on Monday. It'll be interesting to see how the Bobcat coaches approach that with nothing on the line.
Free throws good from Germer.
Definitely not going to want to show any cards in that game, but then all of a sudden you're going to find yourself come next Sunday in, man, now it's on, all the marbles.
Free throws up, that's no good. And the rebound grabbed by Portland State. Montana State in the Big Sky Tournament will start on Sunday, March 5th with an 8 o'clock tip-off. We'll be on the air at 7:30 for that. Follow underneath on Montana State. They will have the winner of the 7-8 seed, which is not decided yet, the 7th and 8th seed. So they will take on one of those two teams, and then if they win, they will be off on Monday. And they would get an opportunity to play in the semifinals on that Tuesday if they win on Sunday. So it's Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 8, 9, and 9:30. Free throw is good. Open to use all three. A lot of late tips. Carter Ash checking into the ball game. Bozeman native. Free throw is good. Ash in, Gazales out. Montana State will go to 21-9, 14-3 in Big Sky play, and in Jabril Bello's final 2 seasons, putting up 30 conference wins with one more to go.
It's a pretty phenomenal effort, and not to mention an amazing home record over that stretch as well.
Jed Miller, little turnaround Jay. That was beautifully done. And the last 2 years, Montana State 25-2 at home when this one goes final. Foul underneath on Montana State. That's pretty impressive. Now, they don't play too much of a difficult non-conference schedule at home. They're playing their big, difficult games on the road. But at home, I mean, still, that includes home and non-conference games, or conference and non-conference games. It's hard to win games in the Big Sky.
It's hard to win that many games in a 2-year period. But the Bobcat faithful have been loud and proud, especially coming down the stretch this season.
First 2 years with Jabril Bello and Danny Sprinkle, the Bobcats went 18-16 in Big Sky play. And now they're at 30-7 over the last 2 years. Those are the changing of the expectations we have talked about. Final 35 seconds, Bobcats up 89-76. Carter Ash has the dribble for the Bobcats. He's up at the top near the half-court line. Bobcat bench all standing up. They're excited for their subs and the secondary guys. 10 seconds to shoot. Ash on the drive, goes up, kisses it off the glass, got it to go. Carter Ash for 2.
Might have been the biggest roar from this crowd tonight.
9 seconds left in the ball game. Bobcats with a 91-76 lead. This layup is up and good. 91-78. Cats will dribble it out here into Ash. Final seconds ticking off. And the Bobcats send Caleb Fuller and Jabril Bello out high with their 21st win of the year. Jabril Bello with 21 points, 11 rebounds, and with 1 regular season game to go, he's the 6th all-time scorer, he's the 5th all-time rebounder, and he's the 1st all-time shot blocker in the blue and gold. One of the greatest to ever do it in Bozeman, Jabril Bello wraps up his Worthington Arena career with 1 more regular season road game at the Big Sky Tournament starting next Sunday. Serving all your garage door needs, DoorTech is raising the door on quality. ParentingMontana.org has tools to teach you about chores, better ways to handle stress, and daily routines like getting ready for school and going to bed on time. ParentingMontana.org provides you with a way to build the skills your child needs to be successful. Cats win it 91-78 over the Portland State Vikings. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield. ready to gear up for the Big Sky tournament for Montana State. That'll start on Sunday night. 8 p.m. is the tip-off. We'll be on the air at 7:30. 8 p.m. for that first quarterfinal or second round game. Really, it's kind of first round, second round, quarterfinal, semifinal, final. Is that how you refer to it?
Yep.
Okay, good. It's kind of weird with those buys and all that, but Cats will start in the second round at 8 o'clock on Sunday, March 5th, against the winner of the 7-8 seeded game. All right, we'll take another break on the Raymond Chop House post-game show. Cats have won it today by a final score of 91-78. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield. Back at the Raymond Chop House post-game show, Montana State has defeated Portland State tonight 91-78. At Montana's Ribbon Chop House, our staff is dedicated to creating extraordinary experiences that raise the bar in each of our communities. Enjoy premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs. We look forward to sharing a little Rocky Mountain hospitality with you. All right, let's go back to the Big Sky tournament, which will start for Montana State on Sunday. The tournament overall will start on Saturday. So we've been kind of talking about how we refer to this because it's a little funky with Bobcats. If they win on Sunday, having Monday off before you go into the semifinals on Tuesday. So the Cats' first game on Sunday would still be considered the quarterfinals, right?
It would be, and what's great about it is that because you get a 1 or 2 seed, the way that they reward you for that, you don't get an extra bye, but what you get is a day of rest between the quarters and the semis, which is huge because the team you play is coming off playing back-to-back.
And, you know, one thing about getting those buys in the conference tournaments is sometimes that team that played before you can come out with a little rush because they're used to the shooting and the environment. But, you know, with A, the tournament being in the same place every year, and B, with Montana State, if they win on Sunday having a game already, you're not quite as worried about that.
Not worried about that at all. Nope, no doubt.
So Montana State, again, will tip off at 8 p.m. We'll be on the air at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday, March 5th. For the quarterfinals of the Big Sky tournament. This was the last game for the men at Worthington Arena, but not the last basketball game here. The women will have their senior day on Monday. They're still trying to lock up the outright championship and the #1 seed, and they will host Eastern Washington again on Monday at 7 o'clock. We'll take another break. We got plenty to get to. We'll talk with head coach Danny Sprinkle. We'll get you some highlights. We'll look ahead and more. But first, a break. Montana State winning 91-78 over Portland State today. This is the Ribbon Chop House postgame show. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball, presented by Learfield.
last year, and then obviously the Eastern game this year. But we stress playing well at home. Like having our crowd. I want to play well in front of our crowd. It's important. I know how important Montana State basketball is to our community and our fans, and I want us to represent us the right way when we play at home. On the road too, but especially when they're sitting in these seats.
Let's talk about your seniors, Coach. Caleb Fuller, he goes for 9 tonight. He had 18 down in Portland.
Yep.
His best game as a Bobcat right there in terms of scoring column. Talk about Caleb.
He was awesome, and even from the jump, he scored a couple of those buckets. I think our first 9 points were Jabril and Caleb, and that's what seniors do. And sometimes senior night is a little tricky because it's emotional for them. And they came out and got us off to a great start. But I thought his energy was great. But he did what he did. 5 of 5 from the free throw line, big shots, and helped us build that lead.
Yeah, and Jabril obviously had a great weekend, both games.
Phenomenal. Should
probably be Big Sky Player of the Week this week. We'll find that out, later in the week. But Jabril's, his contribution to the program goes way beyond what he did tonight.
It does. He's one of the best kids. He's been just a rock for 4 years. He's an unbelievable teammate. He's passionate about his teammates. There's not many great players like him that produce at that level, that are Big Sky MVPs and defensive MVPs. That, literally, he's more about his teammates than he is. He doesn't care if he scores. He wants to bang in the post. He wants to rebound. He wants to do all the winning things. And, I talked to him last night about, we can't get bored with the things that win games. Sometimes this time of year, you can't get bored with chesting up. You can't get bored with taking care of the basketball. You can't get bored with boxing out at the free throw line. All the little things, and he's the epitome of that, and I'm going to miss him. It's hard to not even get emotional when you talk about Jabril, but he's the best. There's not going to be another Jabril Bello here. I know that.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch every game he's played. Specific to tonight, you went to the 1-3-1 early second half, triggered a 17-2 run.
Yeah.
Once you got that separation, felt like that was the difference.
Yeah, we needed it. We couldn't stop them from getting to the paint, and they're hard. They spread you out, and the one thing, we don't want to give up threes, and Parker's just a tremendous player. I don't know, what he ended 26, and he really didn't score in that 6-minute span where we went to 1, and it was really the only way to stop him. And so we got to do a better job. The last couple games we haven't been, guarding the drive as well as we need to if we want to continue winning at a high level.
Coach, congrats on the win. One more regular season game before Boise.
One more. You got it. Go Cats. Appreciate the crowd coming, too. They were awesome today. I appreciate them coming to support these guys, and especially, Jabril and Caleb on their senior night.
No doubt. 4,093 in the house tonight. All right, that was head coach Danny Sprinkle. We will take one more break and come back and continue to talk on the Ribbon Shop House postgame shows. Montana State has won 91-78 over Portland State. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield. Back on the Ribbon Chop House post-game show, Montana State has defeated Portland State 91-78. Time now to take a listen to the First Security Bank highlights of the game, and we can hear those right now. Those were your First Security Bank highlights of the ball game. Montana State shot 49% from the field today. They go 3 of 5 from the three-point line, 3 Wendy's three-pointers. And they go 32 of 43 from the free throw line, 74%. Portland State 42% from the field. They go 7 of 19 from 3, and they go 85% from the free throw line at 23 of 27. The Bobcats only turned the ball over 10 times. Portland State had 12 turnovers in the game. Cats had 6 steals. Portland State had 5, and the Bobcats had 5 blocks, while Portland State had 3. Cats had 11 assists on 28 field goals. All assists sponsored by Aware Mental Health Services. Individually, Jabril Bello leads the way with 21 points and 11 rebounds. Raekwon Battle, 20 points, 3 boards today. Great Osabor at 14 points and 8 rebounds. Darius Brown, 14 points, 7 boards, 7 assists. He's approaching 500 career rebounds and get that in the next game or two. For Portland State, they were led today by Cameron Parker, who had 26 points. Number 23, Satterfield had 12, and number 55, Saunders had 10 for the Vikings. Also finishing off for Montana State, 9 points for Fuller. Patterson had 6. Ash had 2, Miller had 2, Lekalot had 2, and Alex Germer had 1 as well. Montana's Ribbon Chop House has been serving Rocky Mountain communities for over 20 years. Our ability to grow has come through our commitment to Rocky Mountain hospitality, concept which incorporates a casual attitude, and our commitment to loyalty, safety, service, and quality food. We hope you'll be our guest at one of our Montana locations soon. We do have one more Cat Chat on Tuesday at 6:30 over at Montana's Ribbon Chop House. All right. One more break. When we get back, we'll get our McDonald's delivery of the game. We'll catch our Vance Thompson Vision look ahead and wrap it all up as the Bobcats have won today, 91-78 over the Vikings. This is the Ribbon Chop House postgame show. You're listening to Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield. Back one final time with the Ribbon Chop House post-game show. A victorious one with the Bobcats winning 91-78. All right, Brian, let's get to our McDonald's delivery of the game presented by your locally owned and operated McDonald's of Montana. What do you got?
I've got the entire Bobcat squad delivering 25-2 over the last 2 years to Bobcat faithful here at home. 12-1 this year. I'm just going there. It's just because.
I like it. 13-1 last year was just the loss to Weber. 12-1 this year with the loss to undefeated Eastern Washington, which is playing right now. We'll check on that score in just a second because that's going to be the next bowl game for Montana State. So looking ahead, presented by Vance Thompson Vision, the official LASIK and cataract surgeon of the Montana State Bobcats. The women will be here on Monday. That's a massive game. So if you're listening to this right now, show up at the Brick on Monday. 7 o'clock is the tip-off. The women are trying to win an outright conference championship. They already have a share, and they're trying to lock up that number 1 seed in the Big Sky tournament, saying goodbye to 4 transcendent seniors, 3 in particular, Grace Beasley in her only year here. But, I mean, just Darian White's one of the all-time great scorers. So big night here on Monday while the men will be in Cheney against Eastern Washington for a 7 o'clock tip-off. But, Brian, you've kind of alluded to it. We've kind of set it up. We've talked about it a little bit, but now here it is. The reality is that game means literally nothing except for what the numbers say at the end of the year. It's not going to change any of the seedings. It's not going to change anything for potential NCAA tournaments. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, especially if Eastern does win today and they're trying to keep an undefeated season.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think if they win today, they're going to definitely want to go for 18-0, and I think that might actually inspire the Bobcats to say, we'd kind of like to just squish that as well. So that could make the storyline right there if Eastern does beat Idaho State down in Pokey tonight. If not, then it'll be really not worth a lot.
No, and for Montana State, as deep as they are, it's not the worst thing in the world because you can start your starters, get them up and down the floor a little bit, and let some of that second and third wave get some serious minutes.
Yeah, and I think probably Eastern looks at it the same way. Another team that's very deep. There's a reason that those two teams, as we sit here, at least at the moment, have combined for only 3 losses, and it's because of their depth.
Yeah, they are very clearly the 2 best teams in the Big Sky. And the last time Montana State and Eastern Washington faced, it was 2022. It was at the end of December. It was right before the new year, and I mean, both teams are definitely different, although Eastern Washington was a little bit more fully formed, I think, at that point. Bobcats are a different team now.
Yeah, I think the Bobcats have definitely probably improved more. You think about it, not very long after that, they dropped the game that you kind of go, in Idaho.
That was that Monday game, that weird travel, that one. They didn't have the legs.
But they've lost 1 game in December. They lost 1 game in February, and they're rolling. They're playing really well right now. It's great weekend for Jabril, kind of got his swagger back.
Needed that.
Yeah, Darius is playing great. Raekwon's playing great. So, man, I really do honestly hope for Big Sky fans that championship game involves those 2 teams because that's the 2 teams. One of those deserves to go dancing.
Right now, Eastern Washington trailing 30-29 late in the first half at Idaho State. Already tonight, Northern Arizona won on some late Jalen Cone free throws. Northern Arizona wins 85-82 over UNC. Coming up later tonight, Sac State at Montana, and then Idaho at Weber State. So that's what's coming up. But the top 2 seeds are all set. Montana State will be the number 2 seed. They do play on Monday at 7 o'clock. They will next play after that on the Sunday, March 5th at 8 p.m. in the second quarterfinal game of the Big Sky Tournament. All right, Brian, that is it. That will wrap up the Ribbon Chop House post-game show, our final game together in our first season. Thank you for carrying me, brother.
Yeah, it's been a good one, man. I'm excited, and I'll be listening as things head down to Boise.
Well, we'll not be as good without you, unfortunately. All right, that'll wrap it all up. Montana State has won 91-78. They are 21-9 overall. They are 14-3 in Big Sky play. They have won 4 consecutive games. Portland State falls to 12-17, 6-10. And finally, the Bobcats finished this season at 12-1 at the Brick, and they are 25-2 at Worthington Arena over the last 2 years. Final score for a final time today. Montana State has won 91-78 over Portland State. For Brian Preby and Will Gordon, this is Keaton Galogly saying so long. It's been a pleasure with you today, and looking forward to talking to you again on Monday for the 7 o'clock tip-off between the Bobcats and the Eagles. This has been Bobcat Basketball presented by Learfield.